the last words uttered by this individual, the Butcher of Barbados, was enough to have a Larian literally get up and walk out. But but he does say something akin to whatever I could do to help free the Underworld, which is a clear tell that this individual is not from this area.
I know what Bjorn wants to do, but I'm gonna let everybody else go first.
I mean, does Bjorn have
You may.
a reaction?
Sorry.
Bjorn, do you have a reaction?
I believe so.
Yeah. What would you react with that set of phrasing having been said?
He would kind of. He'd start to get angry, realizing that this person isn't exactly telling the truth and knows something that he probably shouldn't. And he's going to stand up. He's going to look over at Lunara with like a look on his face of, do I kill him? And then he's going to look over at Arthur with the same look. Kind of looking to his team, but mainly feeding off of Lunara, of whether or not this person is like, do I embed my axe, or is it just like
Okay.
letting them?
Yeah. Arthur, what are you doing?
He's just gonna say all in favor of having him in the crew, and he's not gonna raise his hand.
Okay. I mean, Bjorn looks tense at the moment, apparently.
Well, Bjorn has like axe in one hand, looking after Arthur says this, like staring at Lunara, like, can I take his head?
Lunara, what are you doing?
I don't really remember the butcher dude.
Mm-hmm.
What was his deal?
I mean, that's the thing. You guys haven't had much time to really gauge the situation. He does seem to be at least keeping their name from you guys. At minimum, they are vague in their answers, but they aren't lying. He just mentioned the Underworld as if an outsider.
I have a bad feeling about this guy.
Well, I mean, the
Arthur
rest of you
is
guys
also
are
an outsider.
too.
Bjorn isn't. Bjorn is from the Underworld. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I know
perennial
Bjorn
Stratum.
isn't, but like Arthur and pretty much everyone else has been. So we can't just judge him for being an outsider.
No, but he did say he was gonna be a threat at some point.
Did he say that?
I
don't
think he
remember
did
that.
at some point. I think
no.
I think he said it would be a problem. Or may I misheard it? For all I know.
He made the comment about something about he's down here for the Project 23 to gain power, knowledge, and I'm trying to look at my notes real quick. Power, knowledge. Oh, and destruction.
So he knows about Project 23.
He said
Not
Project
many
23,
know that phrase.
which is why Bjorn acted the way he did.
But again, it's an overworld phrase. What are we saying or doing to Bjorn's reaction? Because Bjorn looks like he doesn't like this guy.
Okay, Arthur brings a hand towards Bjorn's axe. No, you're not going to be the one doing. We aren't going to kill him, but we can say no to him joining our crew, though.
Bjorn, still holding his axe, will look at Arthur, look back at the butcher, and ask, "What do you know of Project 23?"
Other than it is a vessel with great power, shouldn't be left to amateur hands. Most probably the strongest weapon created by the Lizard King in his time. Not much more than what most any of us would know, what we've heard, tales here and there. You guys can make insight checks. He's taken off his mask,
Insight.
more of him is revealed. He has his it looks like a great sword. He's just pretty covered up, like with a whole ton of bandages. Could I have every? Nope. I'll take the insight checks. Is what I want. So Lunara spots a glint of gold from this weapon, this massive thing that just sits next to him. It's flat for sure, but at the very bottom, there seems to be a dent or bend of some sort. He's lying. He knows more about the Project 23. He's his right eye twitched a little bit right next to his scar, almost like he couldn't control that subtle aspect of his lie by omission. You may press on him, Lunara.
Still,
Mm,
we are. Sorry, Josh.
Oh, go ahead.
What does Arthur say?
He kind of like looks at them. Still, we're looking for people who can contribute to the crew. So, do you have any particular skills?
I could be of aid. He's trying to dodge any of the weird Project 23 questions. I am pretty good with woodworking tools and metallurgy. Lunara, do you say anything as you're catching on to this guy?
I'm gonna cast. Where'd it go? I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts on him.
Okay.
Ooh,
Does detect thoughts require oh gosh, I just heard what I said. Does it require verbal somatic components? Okay. So he sees that. Unless you have a subtle spell.
Where'd it go?
Breaking up a bit, Ronin.
No, I don't have subtle spell.
Hello.
I don't have subtle spell.
Okay. So yeah, you want to do it anyways?
Yeah.
Okay. See if he catches you. You want to roll just a quick sleight of hand. Yeah. So yeah, he's being distracted easily by Arthur's questioning, and requirement of the hands to build the ship, this massive battleship that you guys have or will take over. One of those words are correct. But, yeah, what are you trying to find out? Surface thoughts, they would be... Yeah, I'll put it like this for a minute. Surface thoughts, they'll be to the level of don't mess this up, don't let them know. Don't mess this up, don't let them know. Don't mess this up, don't let them know. And it's methodical. Do you want to push forward?
Yeah, I want to push.
You want to probe? Sure. That is a wisdom saving throw. Okay.
Mhm.
We have
See,
yeah, I don't even hear you.
She said her spell save is 18.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask, do you have anything to aid this? Give this guy a disadvantage? Any failability or something?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Check.
So he looks directly to your eyes, knowing that you've cast a spell. He saved against a probe, and his muscles tense up pretty badly. They seem to almost get jittery. I would equate it to the tense moment in an action film when the people facing off are both holding guns to each other, but right before they touch the trigger kind of situation. This isn't there, but close enough as their eyes dart back and forth towards the direction of his weapon right behind him. This massive greatsword hidden by wraps. These are dirty cloth wraps. And just as so, our keeper of the bar, our friend, walks in with someone following behind, close behind. Main, activate. And as they see all of this, they're raising their hand, and they say, "Okay, whatever's happening here is either gonna get really dirty or really dirty, and I don't appreciate it. There's rooms downstairs, or if you will fight, go outside, please." And the individual, the Butcher of Barbados, is looking at Lunara pretty heavily with these pointed eyes. They turn to the barkeep, and they kind of relax, but they look back to you guys, concerned now.
Nothing to worry about. It's just our potential recruit is just doesn't find the answers to one of our questions.
The butcher, he's not gonna do anything. He's just gonna stand still. He does not want to seem aggressive. He's not gonna go for his weapon, but there's the veins on his knuckles are close to bursting.
All in favor of bringing the Butcher of... What was the place again?
You see the
Barbados.
Butcher of Barbados looking like he may grab the weapon and attack someone moments from now. Arthur.
Oh. Well, Arthur then walks slowly towards the Butcher of Barbados and says, "You know what? You seem tense. Why not go up to the outside? The fresh air probably would clear your head."
If you allow it, my friend, I will make myself scarce.
You're not interested in the crew?
He's looking around to the rest of your friends. I don't think you're interested anymore.
Can I try to
Well-
intimidate him?
What do you do or say to try to intimidate them?
Oh, he's gonna kind of pick his axe, like fully grab his axe, and he's gonna hold the blade toward him and go, "You seem on edge. I suggest you leave before I take your head."
You couldn't, even if you tried, but I will take your suggestion to heart. Lunara, did you have
Arthur
something to
can.
do or say before anyone else? Hello.
I can hear you.
There we go. It was my fault.
Affirmative. We can hear
Okay,
you.
so I have a suggestion here. Were you trying to suggest something before they walked away? Ronin?
Yes.
Is it?
What were you trying to suggest them to do before they awkwardly walked past you?
I wanted to suggest to him to have a seat and tell us what he knows about Project 23.
Okay.
Of course, we know translation for suggestion.
He nods, looking at you, and keeps walking away. This guy's wise. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Well,
He walks
Arthur
past
said-
you.
Really
Is it wisdom saving throw or something else? Charisma?
That's messed up.
What kind of save is it? I wasn't sure. I just guessed. To be honest with you. Wisdom saving. Yeah. He would have passed. Easily. Yeah. You're breaking up again, but also it could be my fault.
Okay. Did
May-
that guy go next to Ang?
Yes, that guy is gonna walk past you. I need you to make a perception check,
Let me do that real quick.
please.
If only my laptop wouldn't mess with me. Perception?
Yep. Yeah, one of the earlier moments in your life when you were coming into your true power, it was around the moment where a lot of changes happened for you in the planet. And specifically, there was an individual that aided the Fey world in getting to the Underworld. That's him. He was one of the champions of the Pillar. One of the old. There was a human, a wolf, a crab, and a bird, or a dragon. You're not sure. It's hard to tell with the depictions. These things were older than you, and the one that obviously was around is the human, and that's them, and they're trying to walk out. Just gonna walk
Look
out.
at him.
Uh-huh.
And I kinda ask him, get closer to him, tap him on the shoulder,
Yes.
and look with a look, kind of mean, slightly mean look, and say to him, "Lady asked you something. It would be rude to refuse her. Go back."
Yeah, so the moment you grab him, he noticed you, but didn't exactly put two and two together until you grab him. And then he looks with a jerk real quick, almost ready to swipe at you if necessary. But after getting a good look at your eyes, they sort of give a soft gasp, and they say, "You shouldn't be alive."
Does Arthur
What is
hear
this?
this?
You shouldn't be here, I guess.
We're both cursed, huh? Okay.
Seems like it.
What are you doing here?
Only I'm looking for Mir.
Mir was
Where
a
is
long
she?
time ago.
How long?
Depends who and where you're asking the question. Here, I've lost track, but Mer would have been at least 50 generations ago. I don't know. That's a guess. I gotta go. I don't trust these people. And he's trying to leave.
I'm kinda still holding him and
Mm-hmm.
say, "Lady asked you a question. It would be rude not to answer. Go back to him. Here."
I will not impart information about. Wait. Do you know them?
I guess they helped me out.
They helped you. What are you talking about? They helped you out.
I look up things the ship.
Okay.
Tried.
What do you know about? And okay, so almost without skipping a beat, he starts walking back. He's grabbing your hand and pulling you towards everybody as well. The bar keep is sort of nonchalantly talking to their Drider friend. And the moment they see these people walk past, the barkeep sort of just looks like, oh, okay, and shrugs, and then says to Princess Malachite and their friend, there's drinks upstairs for those that have been hired, because I'm assuming she's looking at her for some reason. Boom, there you go. So let me get this out of the way. Boop, they go upstairs. They get to live here. Okay, so now he's dragging Ange over. And he says, okay, do you know who this is? As he's now looking at the three of you guys and pointing towards Fifi.
Fifi looks at the others and is like, "Greetings. Glad to see you again."
Arthur quickly looks for an empty wine glass. Is there like an empty wine glass around?
Yeah, there's
a
couple glasses about. You guys have the whole bottom floor to yourselves. It doesn't take more than a second to get a cup. Like the driver's there to help out with drinks. The only one they stopped serving is Bjorn, because Bjorn is just easier to point him to like a cask rather than refilling his drink.
I guess Arthur just stands up and says, "Ah, Fifi, champion of lands that I have never heard. Slayer of a mechanical beholder. A toast to you. Fair night."
You've killed the thing? Is Bigorm dead?
Yeah, he tried to destroy me.
Excellent. So the job is basically done. You're out of the cage. Beaglewim is destroyed. We should be able to enter. And he's kind of looking around. We're gonna be able to get the ship working. Doesn't take anyone inside checks at all to know that they rephrased the sentence they were gonna speak out loud. To not give out so much information. But yeah, what do you guys do? What does Bjorn do? I want to know that.
Bjorn is kind of waiting.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like waiting for permission from Lunara, who he knows for a simple fact can cause him not to be able to attack. But you know those movies where like someone's really angry and their muscles kind of pulsate? That's what his entire form is doing. Like every muscle is tensing and loosening and
Oh yeah,
in like this pattern across his body.
that was Bjorn 2 seconds ago. He thought we were gonna have a skirmish, but Lunara, what
He
are you
wants
doing?
to.
How are you reacting to this?
I'm just trying to listen to get whatever information he might have that could be useful.
Yeah, he's back. He came back with Fifi in tow. In fact, they seem to
He's
be
still
best buds here and there.
Is he still holding Ang?
Yeah, probably. Like your wrist, if anything, like your wrist and like a bit of your palm. He's not abrasively, but he is sort of like looking back and forth, tense with the situation. Probably would let go after a while, noticing he was grabbing on. But yeah,
So, the lady had some questions for you.
okay. I don't really know how to answer most of your questions. I'm not the best with the technical. I could help you patch the holes on this thing, whether it was this kind of skiff or more the war type of ship, which I believe the Onys Serene qualifies to be. But yes. I can tell you that the ship itself was at one point sent back to this planet after it was recovered from the armada that was taken out by Azaela, one of Adasor's children. They currently do have the ear of most of the societies in the cosmos, so they are a good ally to have for sure, and generally a humanitarian. He says that, but whatever the fantasy version is, to also include everything else. But I don't know what all you are about. If Ange here wants to use their ship to help free the Underworld, that's a great thing to get started. But I'll ask: do you guys know? Do you recognize me? Have you guys ever seen me before? He's sort of looking around
No.
to the group.
Bjorn know him?
No, Bjorn does not.
Would stories or tales from his clan?
This
Or anything?
individual? No, I don't know.
He's
That
an
doesn't-
unknown to all.
I don't know.
All Does Arthur know?
Make
Probably
a history
not.
check.
Okay.
You have to roll a 2 to fail, to be honest with you.
Okay.
There you go. So you know exactly who this is.
Zero.
You know exactly who this is. Now that you kind of catch the light, the color of the sparkling gold flashing from the flicker of the flames from the lanterns being hung here in this very yeah, it's just an array of soft love couches and sofas with very smallish little side tables. It's like you could probably fit 2 drinks in each of these little tables. But there does seem to be apparently on your side. Everyone's forced to use one of the jugs and hold on to their cups the entire time. Regardless, as you spot all of this, as you spot them sort of being distracted, talking, trying to engage the situation, yeah, you could recognize them as Noel. He's known as the Immortal. He's from Earth time, but there's also a story saying that he's spent time in like the past, even before societies were created and stuff like that. That's how old he is. They claim, and he's been missing for a while. That's not a new thing. He does that often enough, but yeah, he's just hanging around right here. You know that he carries a massive. It seems to be a petrified leaf, but it's just so huge and sharpened that it just acts as a weapon for him. Like from the curve, bending, wrapped around and all that. Like it's clear as day. You can't hide it. He's Noel the Immortal. If he wasn't in the Underworld, people would recognize that blade shape alone immediately.
That's a very interesting blade.
Yeah, you rolled really bad with your perception check earlier.
All right. So, Fifi.
Yeah.
Once you're here, I wish to apologize for mistaking you for a mercenary.
And
And as for compensation for that insult to a obvious knight, as I know. And he kind of like puts at least 20 gold her way as a form of apology.
Ang looks at him. Looks at the coins. Are you sure we are not fake? We seem fake.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that.
If he looks at Arthur, looks at the coins, still trying to buy me.
No. I just figure you might need some equipment, so giving you some gold to purchase a potion or two seems a logical choice.
This money. Fifi takes a coin and kinda analyzes them. The patterns on them and turns on Arthur. I've never seen this pattern. You seem kinda fake. Are you sure nobody scammed you, boy?
I can rest assure you, the coin that you see there is absolutely not a forgery. A noble's honor, he says as he puts his hand to his heart.
Ang makes a kinda smile with like half of their face and goes with their hands placed under their armor and kinda gets a coin with a different pattern than the ones that Arthur holds. So it seemed like that immortal thing didn't lie to me. 15 generations. That's a lot. And the last part whispers to themselves. Also, don't worry. You helped me. I will repay you. I am a person of honor.
Noel, after hearing this, sorry, the Butcher of Barbados, which what everyone else knows him as, says, having heard that, what about you? Pointing directly to Lunara, a finger that lingers maybe a little too long as he's, pointing to just straight towards your,
Sorry,
like,
what I
neck
missed.
area, Ronin. And, he's gonna say, are you honorable?
I like to think so.
You
Why
guys
are you worried
are
about honor?
you guys are magically influenced. You all seem to be able to carry your own. I haven't met the likes of you that haven't tried to slay me or devour my essence in quite a while. I will admit. But
And
mhm.
when Ang hears devour, looks with kind of your eyes kind of darken and looks with a mean look. You are not a certain lizard king, and kind of grabs their sword, slightly shaking, and after that they leave it on.
Good. The last thing I want is to bump into that thing again. 2 times is enough, I think. But what do you plan on doing with the Project 23? Because I could divulge all the information that I know about it properly. I could even tell you what they're about. They're pointing at Ange. What their purpose of the vessel is, and if you haven't noticed, there will need to be a certain key to power the vessel. You need to replace the parts you took out. And they are pointing again at Ange real quick. What's your intent? He's looking around to all of you.
You know a fiend called Fiero?
Sure. I've heard of him.
You know the queen around these parts?
Queen of this place, of the Underworld. It would be Krisha Liana. Yes. What about him?
Well, let's just say Fiero pissed the wrong people down here.
You what?
I'll just say this. Fiero pissed off the wrong people down here.
Piero is a god. I'm sure he pissed off a lot of people to even get to his state of being. And then much after. Simply because people may have felt abandoned by them or him. But that's nothing new to this world. Espers are always in the middle of fighting or infighting, sometimes with themselves.
Oh, sorry. What I meant was, you know the Gon down here. He kind of
Who?
like says, you know who Ayala is?
Yes, the counterpart to Fiero.
Well, she sent us to, and he kind of like brings his thumb across his throat to Fiero.
Okay, as he says that, does anyone stop Arthur from divulging the information that he's divulged 80 times already before?
Yes.
What happens and how do you do it? Do you Eldritch Blast him, is my question. Or other thing?
No.
I wouldn't blame you if you did.
I'm going to.
You're breaking up, Ronin.
I'm thinking. Hold on.
Okay. Also, could I get everybody to roll me a d12, please?
Ah, freaking A.
Oh shit.
Excellent. Oh, great. I just need
D20.
like one more
Oh,
2.
God.
Give me a 2. Fuck. You guys live for now.
For now.
Awesome.
For now.
Yeah.
For
We're
now.
alive for another session.
Yay.
I ain't say for another session. I said for now, like this time frame.
Oh boy.
Mhm.
After
I mean,
We're
this isn't the
I'm
first
gonna
time I said it.
cast Mage Hand and have it just cover Arthur's mouth.
Excellent. There you go. You're breaking up a ton though, Lunara. But yes, cast your mage hand. I want to use that guy. No, that's the one. There you go. Golden did it. Yes, I did it. I did it, guys.
Yippee! Hooray!
You guys have no idea what I did, but I did it. There you go. Okay, yay. Yeah, role play on. What do you guys do? Do you pester Noel to non-existence? He will live longer than all of you. Most of you.
Ooh.
Every single one of us.
No, like Ang might be the
Oh.
exception there.
Isn't he like immortal? He'll live.
You're looking at two old heads right now, talking about the good old times.
So I think we'll take the gold coins and bet a Bjorn over there.
So you're gonna take the 20 gold coins that Arthur gave you?
Yeah.
Arthur, mark off those 20 gold coins.
Already did.
All right, cool. And what are you gonna do with those 20 gold coins?
Get everyone a drink.
Okay. Yeah, everyone's already has a drink. So you see that this lady already just the moment you look at her, she just gives you something to drink. That is very
I
in
accidentally
equal
overpaid Arthur.
size. Yes, you did. In equal size to what Arthur had just grabbed. But you can grab either or. Noel does say, having looked to Arthur, starting to talk about the mission and why Fiero or the goddess here stuff. And then a muffled noise as his snout is covered by this mage hand. And yep, and then he's looking back around, and then he says, You're a local, aren't you, big guy?" Talking to Bjorn.
Bjorn like narrows his eyes at him, nods, but doesn't say a word.
And he's gonna say, "You carry a lot of accoutrement that reminds me of home. How many generations have your people been lost here? Or is it too many to count?"
I actually have that note because you prepped me for that shit. Hold on.
I mean, situation could be worse.
It would be what I have written down is 46 generations.
Shit. So, soon after the
Sorry.
the time that this dude would believe that Myrrh was around. Arthur, did you have something to say?
After Arthur figures out a way to rip the hand out, he looks at Lunara and says, "Thank you." In a confused look.
Yeah, all you have to do is like
Before,
move away a bit. That's it.
before walking off, giving a small bow to Fifi before going back on the chair, and it's like, "So, Fifi, want to help us with the interviews, or are we still going with this butcher?"
Well, the type of interviews.
Bjorn
So-
wants to
So
ask
during all
the
that,
butcher
I say something.
something.
During all that times of these discussions, Ang was kind of scribbling something on a piece of paper. Can you continue?
Are you gonna talk about the
Bjorn,
paper? Or... Oh, okay, go ahead, Bjorn.
He just scribbled it.
Mhm.
You can continue.
Bjorn's gonna
Therefore-
ask the butcher, what do you know of my people? As he kind of just lays the axe lazily over his shoulder.
Not terribly much. I was around while they reigned for a moment back in our original planet. But similar to them, I too was whisked away. But unlike many, I was able to return.
Bjorn's gonna walk cautiously, but not really, up to the butcher. And he's gonna bring his great axe down where the side of the blade is at. And he's gonna look at him and go, "What do you know of these runes?"
Repeat that. That last bit.
He's gonna ask him what he knows of the runes that are marked on his father's great axe.
Now
Because he doesn't know.
all right. So you're asking about the runes that seem diminished, sort of hidden within
Yeah.
the blade.
Yep.
Yeah. So you having spent enough time with this thing, you could spot them almost immediately. The moment you start talking about it, maybe people in the room would be able to catch it after a while here and there. And Noel is gonna start actually touching your weapon, and he's gonna say, This is a great boon of the past. This is where it's been hiding this entire time. Lord.
He's gonna look at him and go, "Was my father before he was slain?
Interesting.
He always told me that it was imbued by our gods. But I always brushed it off as though it was just a story. What do you know of it?"
I know that I feel is a disservice if I told you about this weapon, what I know, when I could let it tell you when you awaken it. And he sort of puts all his fingers on it, like as he says all that. He's looking directly at you. His eyes go white, almost like a bit of a flashlight to your eyes, uncomfortable just to look at it, but it's almost like a moth drawn to it. You can't look away, kind of situation. And as he's touching it, he lets go almost quickly, and he says, "Interesting. It requires a head of a dragon."
And Bjorn's gonna go, why the head of a dragon?
I don't know. That's what it requires to awaken. This is a crest. That's also a crest that he's pointing at the scimitar that's probably still sitting. No one told me that they grabbed it.
Oh yeah, Bjorn kind of scooted it toward his chair, like, all right.
Okay. That's a crest as well. They're pointing at Lunara's outfit. That one there, he's pointing at the sword that Fifi has. And this guy is just, well, I mean, I don't know where you found Adasor's weapon from, but he will probably want that back one day, and that puts a mark on you. Talking to Arthur. This too is a crest, and he's lifting his big blade, his big weapon, and he just sort of he just stands it back down. It's almost like an exact L, but it's very short at the bottom. But it's just enough for it to like stand on its own just fine, apparently. A little slanted. Yeah, what do you guys do? He says, if freeing the Underworld is your main task, if it's good that you are planning on doing with the weapon, he's sort of pointing towards the direction of the Onys Serene, then you can count me in, at least until we find the appropriate hands for it, or put it in safe hands, or if you are those exact hands that are good enough for it, then I will impart my wisdom of the Project 23 what I could, but you will also have my blade. And he is inciting all you guys, waiting for an answer.
Arthur has a weird smile, like a smile that, like his lips are going up for a smile, and he says, "All in favor from the crew." He says as he, what is the abstain version of a raise your hands?
Yay or nay? How do you say?
Yeah. Yay or nay?
I would like to reiterate that it's almost, I feel like it's canonical. Arthur asking the group, "Hey, can we have this guy join our group? Hey, can we have this guy join our group? Is he in the group? I'm in with him." Almost because he sounds like a fanboy to a degree, because most anyone from the overworld would be for this guy. Theoretically.
At first I didn't trust him because, well, he said he's a butcher.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the table, my original plan was to take him outside and push him out.
You'll push him out of the... He would plummet to his death. You guys are like way up into the sky, like right now.
Yeah, that was the plan.
Yeah, okay.
At first, was the plan, mind you.
I'm glad that changed, because the immortal would have walked back and killed you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yay or nay, guys?
So during all this time, Inch that was, I think, right next to Arthur looks at his enthusiasm and is like, so naive, young.
Okay, was that a yay or nay?
Half nay.
Oh, you say nay.
It
Arthur
didn't
says
say
yay.
anything.
I didn't hear you.
Inch doesn't trust him completely.
Okay,
And
so
they are like, I'm keeping an eye on this guy.
okay, but nay
This
for
kind
now.
of
Everyone else? Bjorn? This guy
Bjorn
who
kinda
gave
leans
you
on-
the information you need to activate this crest weapon of yours.
Can I add one detail when Arthur said yay?
What do you say? Yeah, go for it.
He says, yippee!
Prematurely says yippee. Alright.
Yeah.
Bjorn?
Bjorn kind of leans to Lunara and whispers, "What do you think?"
I mean, we need the information he has, so why not?
Bjorn will take his hand axe, hammer side, with the flat back, smacking on the table like he's been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, Arthur, it's your responsibility.
Don't worry, I will clean after. This is just for comedy. Don't worry. I'll make sure he doesn't kill anyone.
Inch looks at Arthur and is like, yes, child.
I guess you can wait. Arthur looks at the butcher. Well, I guess you can wait out upstairs with the other crewmates. Maybe get to know about your co-workers? He says in a confused tone.
Oh, you misunderstand. I'm better utilized elsewhere. I'm capable of reaching places relatively quickly. I would figure that you would need all the hands available. I could go to where most of the people are collecting. The Stratum, the perils, the Pearl Castle Hold. In the Pearl Castle Hold, there's a lot of people gathering there. There's not enough ships to take people, and most of those people are willing to help fix the ship without actively being part of the crew, just to get out of this place. If you guys would allow, I will go and spread the word, fetch the folk, grab whatever skiffs there are, and probably do a trade. Any group coming with a skiff could put it in the Project 23. It has an abundant amount of space, and then that could be the ticket price, I
Barter
guess.
chip.
Yeah, of course. To get out of the underworld. You won't necessarily be able to find a lot of people willing to trade their airships, because it seems that airships are empowered to leave the underworld as of this moment. But the ground ships, they're useless, so to say. So I mean, up to you guys if you want. I could also just go upstairs and talk to people, but that seems like a huge waste of my time.
Can I inside check him?
Sure.
That's also.
Everyone's deciding.
I'm getting closer.
Who's inside?
Be like,
Just Bjorn? Anyone else? Main, you get
is
closer.
inside. Arthur or Bjorn?
They seem genuine.